sir is looking into it.
Yes, we have called for a chamber allotment committee meeting. So very soon, whenever we have the first meeting, we'll get it done. That should not be a problem.
And it's splendid. It's good to know it's in your good hands.
Audible?
There are other people also, I think, who are in the same position. Other people who we have lost, whose families are.
No, there are several. Unfortunately, we've had a very bad year this year. We lost so many of our members and so many such similar applications. Can we start, Ardendu, now?
Sir, we are waiting. Ajit Sinha sir has come. We are waiting for Nagma.
Yes, sir is here.
Am I audible? Ardendu,
yes,
am
sir,
I audible?
Yes, Ajit.
Yes. Sir, I think we are waiting for Nagma ma'am. Azra is coordinating with ma'am. She's in Kanpur, so Aligarh, so maybe some network issues, sir.
Live now.
Huh?
On YouTube also started.
Okay.
We can start in between. President sir is going to start.
Then I would request Vikas sir to please start the condolence meet.
So today we have assembled to condolences to our very dear colleague Imtiaz, who left us very suddenly and at a very, very young age. No age for somebody to die. It's actually a very, very difficult task to do this kind of a condolence of a colleague who has left us so prematurely and who was so much full of life. I remember Imtiaz and me were in the same chamber in Supreme Court in 1991 when Imtiaz had joined, and he was with Mr. Amarinder Sharan, and I was also sitting in 20 chambers. Salman was also there at that point of time, before Salman, of course, became a minister in the government in 1991. So Salman Khurshid was there, Amarinder Sharan was there, I was with Mr. R. Singh, and Imtiaz was there with us. And then he was with us for quite some time, and then Amarinder Sharan ji left us and started sitting elsewhere, and then Imtiaz went with him. But because he was part of the same chamber, to meet almost every day. And either Amarinder Sharan and Imtiaz used to come to our chamber, or of course in the corridor, we definitely used to meet. And Imtiaz was one person who, had a very energetic, contact with him, in the sense that even his handshake was very, very firm. I used to once in a while tell him that Imtiaz, you exude a lot of strength in your handshake. And that kind of strength you normally get with somebody who has a lot of, warmth to give to somebody. And the way Imtiaz used to be associated in the affairs of the bar, and he used to always have a word to say with regard to what all we can do for the bar and how things can be improved in the bar. I remember that Imtiaz in 1999 in the same building where I got my chamber, and I remember correctly, Salman used to also sit in the same chamber with Imtiaz. So that association with Imtiaz, being in the same chamber in 20A, and then being in the same chamber block, that is New Chambers block, so our association continued, and we kept on meeting very, very closely. Nagma, of course, was a lawyer, but Nagma was not practicing so much. But Nagma is a very much active member of our bar, and I will beseech her. I don't think she has joined us yet, but I will beseech her to take over the work of Imtiaz, and whatever assistance that she will require on any one of us, we will all be there to help her, including getting the chamber allotted in her name, for which, of course, the procedure has to be gone through, and hopefully very soon it should happen. And the moment we have a meeting, unfortunately, because of the pandemic, none of these meetings are taking place, but we are expecting very soon we should be able to do a virtual meeting, at least to clear all these applications which are there pending for the purpose of change of name or transfer to a family member. Imtiaz again was, Aligarh Muslim University, was also very active in the lot of other social activities he used to be active. And Imtiaz, the loss of Imtiaz can never be compensated. I can only say that we, on behalf of the Supreme Court Bar, would say that God give the family the strength to bear this loss. And we can also say that whatever we can do ever from our side, I can make this assurance on my behalf, which is individually being a friend of Imtiaz and having known him so closely for the last more than 30 years. And also on behalf of the executive committee and the members of the bar, that we will all be there to help if any help is needed by the family, or to ensure that the transition of being without Imtiaz can be, but the loss can be in a way made to feel a little less. Of course, nobody can replace Imtiaz, and in that sense, the loss is irreparable. But whatever is in our hand, whatever, because ultimately life has to go on and we have to live on, and we have to realize that it is God's will, and nobody can question God's will. So we have to ultimately move on as per the will of God, and try and ensure that the family is, whatever best help we can do, we can give to the family. Thank you. Can I request Salman to say a few words?
Thank you, President. I know how much and how high esteem he held you, because despite the fact that he knew that on occasions that you stood for the presidentship, that I would vote for you, he made it doubly certain that there is no distraction. There is only one name, one person, and one friend. He was, of course, in different ways, he crossed our lives and left deep impression on us. I just think of the last time he actually called me and said, the canteen is open and you must come. You must come and see how the court looks when it's deserted. There were still a couple of courts working virtually, but everything else was locked. The bar library had just opened and a handful of people there. We got into the canteen and he called anyone and everyone that he could think of. And before we knew, the canteen was full of the usual stuff, and it seemed like Imtiaz had ensured that things could be the same again, that COVID was over. But how little did we know that COVID was watching closely and looking at this energetic, enthusiastic, confident, and remarkable person, and saying that, look, I'm not defeated yet till I take my toll on a person of such wonderful description. I saw him first as a young lawyer introduced to me by his cousin, who was in Aligarh, who was a agitating young man in Aligarh. But as I found over the years, Imtiaz was completely different. He was very, very, very quiet and sober in terms of agitations. But he had a strong will. He had a strong sense of justice. He had a strong sense of the right and the wrong. And often he would have fun with me about what we did wrong in politics and how short-sighted we can be in politics sometimes. But at the end of the day, it was like, take your call, I've told you what it is, but at the end of the day, I'm there with you. And I think it's the steadfastness that he had. And of course, he had a tremendous sense of humor. I know that he would needle me and say, well, all that we've got today is a notice. Do you think we can get a little bit more than that? I used to say, Imtiaz, how much are you going to do? Are you going to write the judgment yourself? Etc., etc. Today, I can only read out something that was written in a different context for a different person, but I think it fits him so well. This is something that I think Javed Akhtar is written. अजीब आदमी था वो, मोहब्बतों का गीत था, बगावतों का राग था, कभी वो सिर्फ फूल था, कभी वो सिर्फ आग था. अजीब आदमी था वो मुफलिसों से कहता था कि दिन बदल भी सकते हैं. वो जाबिरों से कहता था तुम्हारे सर पे सोने के जो ताज हैं कभी पिघल भी सकते हैं. वो बंदिशों से कहता था मैं तुमको तोड़ सकता हूँ. सहूलतों से कहता था मैं तुमको छोड़ सकता हूँ. हवाओं से वो कहता था मैं तुमको मोड़ सकता हूँ. वो ख्वाब से ये कहता था कि तुझको सच करूँगा मैं. वो आरज़ुओं से कहता था मैं तेरा हम सफ़र हूँ, तेरे साथ ही चलूँगा मैं. तू चले जितने दूर भी, बना ले अपनी मंजिलें, कभी नहीं थकूँगा मैं. वो जिंदगी से कहता था कि तुझको मैं सजाऊँगा, तू मुझसे चांद मांग ले, मैं चांद लेकर आऊँगा. वो आदमी से कहता था कि आदमी से प्यार कर, उजड़ रही है ये ज़मीं, कुछ इसको अब सिंगार कर. अजीब आदमी था वो जिंदगी के सारे गम, तमाम दुख, हर एक सितम से कहता था मैं तुमसे जीत जाऊंगा, कि तुमको मिटा ही दूंगा एक रोज. मिटा ही देगा एक रोज आदमी, भुला ही देगा ये जहां. मेरी आग है दास्तां, मेरी अलग है दास्तां. आंखें जिनमें ख्वाब है, वो दिल है जिनमें आरज़ू, वो बाजू जिनमें है सकत, वो होंठ पे जिन पे लफ्ज हैं, रहूंगा उनके दरमियां, कि जब मैं बीत जाऊंगा. अजीब आदमी था वो, और वो हमारे दरमियां रहेंगे ऐसी मैं मानता हूं कि हम सब की, आप सब की ख्वाहिश है, उम्मीद है, जुस्तजू है. और यही हमारी आखिरी एक आखिरी लगाव है इम्तियाज भाई के लिए. और मेरी उम्मीद है कि शायद आसान ना हो, लेकिन नगमा उनके नक्श कदम पर चलें. हम लोग हैं, हाथ थामेंगे, मदद करेंगे, और शायद फिर एक दफ़ा इम्तियाज मुस्कुराएंगे. थैंक यू.
I'm so glad you mentioned about his sense of humor. He would never let one pass in the corridor without, making a pun or a remark, which should definitely make you laugh or make you smile. Well, amazing sense of humor you had. Pradeep, would you like to say something?
Yes, sir. So I will start from the lines where Salman sir ended. मैं तेरा हम सफर हूँ, तेरे साथ ही चलूंगा मैं. So he was actually real hum safar of Salman sir. And wherever he used to meet us, he always referred that his association with him, and anybody, if he wants to fight with him, he has to say something against Salman sir if he wants to see him angry. So he was that kind of person, 100% friend of friends, a very humble, gentle man. At the same time, with working with such a energy that he will behave in a way that you also feel bit energy in you. I remember when first time I was contesting for member executive, he told me, why are you contesting this? You will be of no use. Why are you doing this? After some time, when I was contesting for vice president this time, he told me that, Mr. Rai, I am actually proposer of other candidate, but I will vote for you. I said, why, sir? He said, because you have made me smile many times, and I will vote for you 100%. I think he voted, and because of its support, only this new committee, almost 50% of us are there with his support. Salman sir also told him once, and initially, if he does not have a good opinion about you, he will mention it. Even about me, Salman sir, when requested, I think after a good friend of mine, he told, no, I don't have good opinion. But after he had good opinion, he started actually loving me. So he was that kind of person. He never hided anything. If you want to say something, he will say on your face. And even in the elections, for the knowledge of the political things, then even Sairi and all these things he influenced, and actually he tried to do everything possible for the bar also. I actually, when we heard this news that he is no more with us, I called Nagma ma'am and I told her that if there is anything required from the bar side, we are there. And because sir already, I think he has instructed the entire bar association, Ardendu Moli was already in touch. So even in my e-committee members were already in touch with her. So we tried hard, but actually we feel helpless when there is a hand of God and nothing is greater than the wishes of the God. So Imtiaz Bhai is not there, but his name meaning of his name is excellence, and he was a man of excellence. So I still pray to Lord and God and Allah that he gives him place with him, and he was such a person who made all of us smile. He made all of us energetic. So with these words, I want to actually thank our members of E-Committee, Mr. Mukesh Singh, Prashant Singh, Seema Patnaha, Nandini ji, and our co-chairman Rahul Kaushik for organizing this wonderful program, because this program is required. You see, the persons like Imtiaz ji and persons like Shiv Kumar Suri, for both of them we had today. Every day we are going to have it. But if you remember them, that also gives energy to the bar. It's not that only we are feeling sad. We lost those members, but even 20 days or 25 days prior to his demise, he was in the canteen. And he was actually giving us, all of us, energy that no, don't worry, Corona is nothing. The same what Salman sir also recalled. So he was that kind of person, and I actually admire his energy. And we are entire EC and our association is with the family of Imtiaz sir. Thank you, sir. If anybody else want to speak,
Ajit, would you like to say something, Ajit?
Ajit sir, you have to unmute.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir, you are.
I'm sorry. You see, I am thankful to the bar and the committee members to organize such things. It is need of the hour when our brethren leave us that we should remember, at least through condolence meetings. And I'm really happy that it has been organized. You see, Salman ji said something about him. I was no less closer to him because at least on umpteen occasion on Friday or even otherwise, we used to have food together, if you remember. And the best part of him was that if he likes you, he will tell you on your face. If he doesn't like you, he will tell you on your face. What troubles us more when a death occurs, which is not only unfortunate but untimely, it troubles us. He was a man with full of life. He briefed me and we used to travel even to different high courts. Once we were together for 3-4 days in Jharkhand for a matter. And I tell you, the man was foodie like me. He used to give the choices of the menu and enjoy eating and enjoyed life. And at the same time, very religious. If I am doing puja, he will do his namaz at that time. And the way he used to treat everybody with a smile. The unfortunate part is that I talked to him just 2 days before his death when he said, Sinha ji, plasma ka kuch ho sakta hai. And you won't believe, I was also in that hospital, Max, admitted for Corona only, after he left us. And I was remembering him when I was on the bed. And I was really remembering him. A man full of life. At times I used to be in his chamber for lunch and he used to be in my chamber for lunch. I saw him in 1990-91 in Amrendra Sharan's house. And there he joined as a junior. Since then we were together. He was having a scooter at that time. And we will miss him. No, there is no second thought about it. Always. And always miss a friend and a lively person who calls spade a spade. It is shocking, to say the least, that he left us at such an early stage, which is unbearable. My heartfelt condolence to Nagma, She was wonderful and she actually did a lot to retrieve him, but Almighty had different things. It is unfortunate to say the least that he is not amongst us. The canteen, whenever he went there, he saw me in the corridor. "Aa jaiye boss, wahin aa jaiye." And Salman Sahib, he and 4 or 5 people used to call, and we used to have fun together. We will miss him, and we will certainly miss him. I am really sorry that he has left us at such an early stage. Thank you for arranging this condolence.
Thank you, Ajit. Anybody else who would like to speak? Anybody who's or from his friends? With this, we conclude this prayer meeting. And once again, our heartfelt condolences to the departed, and of course, our full support and help to the family. Thank you.
I'd like to apologize on Nagma.
Thank you to the bar team.
Sir, Ajit sir, I think Azra is saying Nagma ma'am probably.
Yes, Azra, yes.
So she's unable to join due to some network issues in Aligarh. Due to her iddat, she's at her parental house. So she's apologizing for that. And she's being really thankful that this meeting has been organized. She could hear few lines, but then she's unable to connect. So
Azra, fortunately, this is on a YouTube channel of SCBA. So this will be recorded, so she can also watch it later and
Convey it to her.
this will be on YouTube. Okay.
thank you so much, sir, for all your support. We really thank you.
Always.
Thank you, Ajra ji. Thank you. And thank you, Nandini ji. Thank you, Seema ji. Thank you, Mukesh ji.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you, Prashant
Thank
ji.
you, Vikas
for
and team, for
organizing this.
organizing it.
Thank you.
Sir, we are planning to have it in a regular feature to
Yes.
complete all the condolences for our members who have left us.
It is need of the hour.
So in fact, Vikas sir, it took us some time. Vikas sir had asked us to do it long time back, but to get that information about every member, sir, it took some time. So we have started now. And Pradeep Rai sir is coordinating with everyone so that we can have the
And
convenience
the
of
family is always there
Yes.
whenever we. Idea is to ensure that the family is there.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
So,
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
so much.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.